Today, we're diving into the chilling world of horror video game movies. In this video, we'll explore well-known adaptations that brought our favorite games to the silver screen. Hey everyone, this is the Movie Maniac. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to talk about 3 horror video game movies that people are still talking about to this day. This isn't a countdown list, it's just going to be 3 that are in alphabetical order. So we're going to go from console to screen.
Hey, genius, just stop the video.
Taking the top spot in our countdown is Doom. Based on ID Software's legendary first-person shooter game, this movie catapults viewers into a relentless battle against demons on Mars. Starring Dwayne Johnson as not the Doom guy, and Carl Urban as the Doom guy, Doom embraces the game's fast-paced action, intense firefights, gory encounters, and it does make it a pretty thrilling watch for fans of the game. That's assuming that you're not going to go in too strict with this one, because it did end up being a pretty polarizing film. I saw the movie opening night with a small group of friends, and we all enjoyed it. You leave your brain at the door, you go in for a run-and-gun flick, and it's not bad. But I certainly don't think this is one of the best video game adaptations of all time or anything. Doom also showcases the iconic BFG that made the game a phenomenon, delivering a high-octane experience that will leave you breathless, including a long first-person shooter sequence shot in the very way that the game plays. I got so many memories with Doom. Do you guys as well? I remember my dad just playing Doom on the Super Nintendo out in our living room for hours on end. And as a kid, I would just sit there and watch. And I remember I had friends down the street that had Doom. I ended up getting it on the PC.
Memberberries.
Sliding into the second spot on our list is the action-packed Resident Evil franchise. Inspired by the groundbreaking survival horror games, these movies offer a thrilling mix of zombies, suspense, and intense action. Led by the fierce and now iconic character Alice, portrayed brilliantly by Milla Jovovich, the Resident Evil films deliver heart-pounding sequences that keep us on the edge of our seats. And I'm specifically focusing on the original 2002 film. And when it comes to these movies, I actually think the first Resident Evil is the best out of the 6 or so that they've done. Director Paul W.S. Anderson, who also did the first Mortal Kombat movie, which is considered by many to be one of the best video game adaptations of all time, skillfully combines elements from the game, such as the T-Virus, the Umbrella Corporation, to create a cinematic experience that honors the spirit of the beloved games, but turning it into something new and fresh. When you take something and translate it to the silver screen, you do need to change things up, in my opinion, just a little bit, because we're switching mediums at that point. And I think the score from Marilyn Manson, Marco Beltrami, Tim Skold, all those guys coming together and putting out some of the best music of any sci-fi horror movie. I'll never forget the theatrical experience I had with that first movie. It's so good. Last, but certainly not least, closing out our list is going to be Silent Hill. This film, based on the iconic game, transports viewers into a nightmarish realm of psychological horror. It beautifully captures the eerie atmosphere and haunting imagery that made the game series a sensation. From that atmospheric fog to the monstrous creatures lurking in the darkness, Silent Hill immerses audiences in a world of dread and suspense. The filmmaker masterfully brought the unsettling ambience and twisted mythology of the game to life, making Silent Hill a must-watch for horror fans and gamers alike. You know, I actually consider the first 30 to 45 minutes of this movie to be amazing. I'm not saying the rest of the film lives up to those initial 45 minutes, but wow. I remember when I first saw it in theaters opening night, the place I saw it put it on the biggest screen they had. And that scene where the lead character is going down the stairs and the siren comes on, it still sends chills down my spine to this day. And around here, we mean that in the best way possible. So there you have it. These are 3 horror games that made their adaptation to the big screen, and I'll tell you what, I enjoy all of these films on a different level. If I had to pick a favorite, it would probably be the first Resident Evil movie, as I mentioned earlier. There's a lot to love with Silent Hill, and I think Doom, if you turn your brain off, is a blast. Some have their strengths, some have their weaknesses, but at the end of the day, I like these kind of movies. Alright guys, that concludes it for the day, and I also want to know, what other horror video games would you like to see adapted into films? Leave a comment below. Alright, so most of you already know the drill, but for those who don't, smash that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this and you want to stay inside the mind of a movie maniac.